right, YouTube, Activiz or Alex, back with a brand new video. So I want to talk about meditation. It's helped my life tremendously, and it's something that I believe that everyone should do, like 100%. Like I ironically believe that everyone should do it. Most people, when they hear meditation, they think of some misunderstood like concept of meditation rather than what it really is. Now, that's what we're about to get into. Meditation, what it literally is just focusing on one thing for a set amount of time to work on your presence, focus, and mindfulness. So that one thing doesn't necessarily have to be your breath. That's just typically what people choose to focus on whenever they meditate. It can be feeling. So whether if you're meditating outside, you can just focus on the feeling of the leaves that you're sitting on, or the concrete bench that you're sitting on. Just focus on the feeling of that. Or you focus on sound. So if it's the sound of nature, or if it's an audio book that you're listening to, you want to focus on that one thing. And it's natural and normal, especially when you're first starting out meditating. Don't beat yourself up when this happens, because it's totally natural and normal for your mind to drift off. That's totally going to happen. Your mind's going to drift off to somewhere else, and that's when you notice that and you pull it back to whatever you're focusing on. So for example, let's say you're focusing on the sounds of nature. You're taking in the birds chirping, the leaves rustling as the wind blows, and then you think about your ex. When you notice that you think about that, your mind went from focusing on the sound of the birds chirping outside and leaves rustling as the wind blows to thinking about your ex. You pull your mind back to focusing on the sounds of nature. And basically, the more you do that, after, honestly, I would say about a week and a half, you're gonna see some benefits. And I'm not saying like you're gonna be able to fucking go ultra instinct and like just dodge shit like without even trying. No. No. But your focus you will see an improvement in your focus, especially if you use a lot of social media like TikTok, like you're chronically online, which that's a video for another day, because I kind of have some unpopular thoughts about like when it comes to social media that most people in the self-improvement space, but that's a video for another day. But if you are someone who's chronically online, typically on an app like TikTok, where it's where it's full of short form content that pretty much trains your brain to be unfocused, you will notice that your mind is a lot quieter. It's a lot easier to control your thoughts. It's a lot easier to understand your thoughts. For that reason, actually, I especially recommend that you meditate when you're upset, when you're not feeling that great. So let's say you have a bad dream one night, and that dream kind of affects your mood through the day. Meditate on that. Literally meditate on that and focus on that feeling so you can figure out where that's coming from. Go and have that dream interpreted. Now, I'm not saying like have the dream interpreted and it means that that this is gonna happen. Interpret that dream so that way you can understand the underlying feeling that your subconscious is bringing forth to you in your dream. And then meditate on that so you can truly not only understand that feeling and understand where it's coming from, you can let go of it a lot easier and move past it a lot easier. Benefits of meditation that I can get into, other than the ones I just previously listed off, such as mindfulness, focus. Meditation makes you better at sex. It helps with your mental health. You'll be able to understand yourself a lot more. And look, I say that because when you meditate and you choose different things to focus on in different sessions, which is another recommendation I have, rather than instead of meditating and focusing just on the same thing every session, find different things to focus on in different sessions as well. In particular, I have a session where I got this advice from Dr. Huberman, where you focus on just your mind. You focus on the emotions that you feel. It's a pretty advanced meditation, so I would do this once you've gotten a routine of meditating consistently, because then you will really understand yourself a lot more. you will truly understand who you truly are a lot more. No one will be able to try to tell you their perception of you. You'll be a lot quicker to reject it because you when you meditate and you sit with yourself, especially if you meditate and focus on your brain, your thoughts, emotions, you truly know and understand yourself. And that's something that's extremely important in life because you're gonna run into people that are gonna put false narratives on you, that are gonna project false narratives onto you. And if you're someone who doesn't really understand yourself or know yourself deeply in the way that meditation can allow you to, yeah, you'll be more susceptible to maybe be like, oh shit, like to really fall victim into these false perceptions about yourself that other people are trying to put onto you, and that can do a number on your confidence, which is not good. This will also help with your training routine too. It'll help your body respond to the stress from the training a lot more efficiently. And there's this like whole science behind it that I'm not gonna get into personally. I may throw something on the screen. You can go look it up yourself. I do recommend you do your own research on things that I talk about anyway. You should do that. It's a responsible thing to do. Maybe meditate at the end of a gym session. That's personally what I do. And that helps me. Now, how I would get started meditating if I were someone who never meditated before, like first time ever. Start at a minute. Start at just 1 minute and choose anything that you feel like focusing on. Whether it's you go and you listen to some meditation binaural beats on YouTube, you listen to a guided meditation for a minute, or you just focus on your breath or like the atmosphere around you, like so sounds near you, whether you live in an apartment complex and you just focus on the sounds outside. For example, like the feeling of this chair right here. Like if I were gonna do it right now, I would sit and maybe choose to just focus on like the feeling of the chair right here for a minute, and then once I've done that, and the next day for 2 minutes, choose something else to focus on, move up by a minute. A week and a half in, you should see some benefits. And as you continue to meditate, a better understanding of yourself personally. Knowledge, nigga. I hope this video helps you in some way. I really do. So, my challenge to you is after you watch this video, if you've never meditated before, start today and start just exactly as I had suggested. You already know how to start, you already know what to do. I laid out the blueprint for you. My challenge to you is go ahead and start meditating today. And after you get about maybe 2 weeks in, let me know how it helped you in the comment section down below. I'll see y'all in the next video. Take good care of yourselves out there. Deuces.